So 180 meters would then equal how many? So all you're going to do is multiply it by 1,000, and that would be 180,000. Now, we're going to set that up over on the side over here just to prove it using the conversion method. So we would say 180 meters equals 180 times, whoops, times 1 meter. That's the same as saying 180 times how many millimeters are in a meter? 1,000 millimeters. So 180 times 1,000, I can just take 180 times 1 and add the 3 zeros to the end, and that's going to equal 180,000 millimeters. So which one's that going to be? It's going to be letter C. Okay, Emily chose A as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? Okay, want you to go through, figure out how did she go from 180 to, so she went from 180 to 18 hundredths. So it looks probably like, now think what's going to happen. So she went from 180 to 0 and 18 hundredths. Okay, think about what she did is she probably moved the decimal this way and divided it by 1,000. So she, instead of multiplying, she divided by 1,000. Okay, let's turn the page over. Okay, now number 4. A mining company digs 75 grams of silver. Okay, they plan to use 1 gram of silver in each special coin they make. How many grams are equivalent to 75 kilograms? All right, do the same exact thing. Let's go through on our second read. A mining company digs 75 kilograms of silver, information we need. They plan to use 1 gram of silver in each coin. How many grams are equivalent to 75 kilograms? Now, start with just our table. So we're going to go with kilograms. Then we're going to go to grams. 1 kilogram, 1,000 grams. 2 kilograms, 2,000 grams. 3 kilograms, 3,000. Let's skip quite a few down, and now we can go to 75 kilograms. And as you can see, our X side to our Y side, we are just saying X times 1,000 will equal Y. So what's 75 times 1,000 going to equal? 75,000 kilograms. Okay, but now we've got to prove it. Okay, so 75 kilograms equals 75 times 1 kilogram. Wish that little picture wasn't here. We'd have a lot of really good space to use. Okay, and that's the same as saying 75 times, now what is our conversion? 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So 75 times 1,000 grams. And that's the same as saying 75 times 1, putting the 3 zeros on the end. So 75,000 grams. Okay, now if you're doing this at home, if you were to do it, all you'd have to do is fill in this 0 on the bubble, this 0 on the bubble, this 0, and then down here, the 5, and the 7. That would give us 75,000 kilograms, or I'm sorry, grams. Okay, number 5. 5 measurements are shown below. Write one of the measurements on each of the lines to create 2 true equations. All right, so we've got to make these show conversions that are equal to each other. So I know that kilometers and meters go together. I know that without a doubt. So remember, because we can say 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, okay, I know that 3 kilometers would equal 3,000 meters. So 3 kilometers equals 3,000 meters. Okay, I also know that if we went with meters here, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. I know that if I took 30 meters, I would have 3,000 centimeters. 30 meters equals 3,000 centimeters. All right. So those are done. Let's move on. So 3 feet, 7 inches. Okay. So we're just going to kind of do these on the side. Expect to have a couple of these appear on your Ed puzzle. So 3 feet, 7 inches equals how many inches? Okay, so I'm just going to start with 3 feet, 7 inches equals 3 times 1 foot plus 7 inches. That's the same. How many inches are in a foot? That's the same as saying 3 times 12 inches plus 7 inches when we're done. So now, what's 3 times 12? Well, that is going to be 36 plus 7. Both are inches. What's our total? 36 plus 7, 43 inches. Okay, problem A is done. Problem B. 2 gallons minus 5 quarts. So here is 2 gallons. This is B minus 5 quarts. Well, first of all, think about how many quarts are in a gallon. So we're going to take 2 gallons equals 2 times 1 gallon minus 5 quarts. Okay, so now all we have to do is do our conversion. That's the same as saying 2 times how many quarts are in a gallon when we convert? 4 quarts minus 5 quarts. Now we've got to follow orders of operation here, which means we've got to do the multiplication first. So that's the same as saying 2 times 4 quarts is 8 quarts minus 5 quarts, and that equals 3 quarts. All right, moving on to the next one. 5 pounds minus 38 ounces. This is letter C. 5 pounds minus 38 ounces. Here's C. 5 pounds. 5 pounds equals 5 times 1 pound. All right, 38 ounces up here minus 38 ounces. Okay, let's do our conversion. So we have 5, sorry, there goes the light. 5 times, what is our conversion for 1 pound into ounces? So we have 5 times 16 ounces minus 38 ounces. Well, 5 times 16, I'm going to do some quick mental math. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 10 is 50. 30 plus 50 is 80 ounces minus 38 ounces. Now, take the time to get your answer. Pause it if you need to. 40 minus 38 is 42 ounces. Right over here. Okay. Now we have 60 centimeters plus 4 meters. 60 centimeters plus 4 meters. So, same exact thing. Now, this one, I would quickly just jump to a centimeters to meters. So I know that meters to centimeters, it is 1 meter to 100 centimeters. Okay, so if I have 4 meters, 2 meters, 200, 3 meters, 300, 4 meters, 400. Now you can just look that 4 meters plus 4 meters is 400 centimeters plus 60. Or we could do it this way, which is going to be, okay, 4 meters plus 60 centimeters is the same as saying 4 meters equals 4 times 1 meter plus 60 centimeters. That's the same as saying 4 times, what's our conversion for 1 meter? 100 centimeters plus 60 centimeters. So I know 4 times 100 is 400 centimeters plus 60 centimeters, which equals 460 centimeters. Okay, 2,000 meters plus 5,000 meters equals how many kilometers? All right, dealing with kilometers, I don't even need to do anything with the conversion chart on this one. I'm going to do a simple table because tables sometimes are simple and they are easy. So let's do the meters to kilometers conversion. So here is meters, or I'm sorry, kilometers, and here's meters. 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. 2 kilometers, 2,000 meters. 3 kilometers, 3,000 meters. 4 kilometers, 4,000. 5 kilometers, 5,000. 6 is 6,000. 7 would be 7,000. 8 would be 8,000. I'll stop there. So now we've just got to add 2,000 plus 5,000. That's going to be 7,000 meters. I go right here to 7,000 meters, and it is 7 kilometers. Okay. Last one, letter F. Then we only have just a couple more problems to go. 1 liter minus 150 milliliters. So, first of all, I know liters to milliliters. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay? So I've got to do 1,000 minus 150. So I can take 1 liter equals 1 times 1 liter. Okay? Minus 150 liters. So, and I forgot to write my minus 150 up here. So now, that's the same as saying 1 times, what's our conversion for 1 liter? 1,000 milliliters minus 150, and that wasn't supposed to be liters up here, I'm sorry, milliliters, minus 150 ml. My bad on that one. So that leaves me with 1,000 milliliters minus 150 milliliters. And just do quick mental math, 1,000 minus 150, or 100 minus 15. You can break it down either way. Just do a little quick mental math, but you're going to be getting something very similar, which is 850 milliliters. All right, turn that page or get another page. Remember, pause often. Okay, number 7. 7 was a pretty solid problem. Liked it quite a bit. How many yards are equivalent to 1,000 feet? So first thing we've got to do is we've got to know what our feet to yards ratio is. So I know that my 1 yard equals 3 feet, 2 yards is 6 feet, 3 yards is 9 feet. But how many yards are equivalent to 1,000 feet? So how do I get from y back to x? So if I wanted to go backwards from this y to the x, I know that if I go from x to y, it's x times 3 will equal y. Well, if I want to go from the y coordinate to the x coordinate over here, all I've got to do is the opposite, the inverse. Y, what's the opposite of times 3, divided by 3 will equal x. So if I know the y, I can say y, whatever number it is, divided by 3, and it will equal x. So if I'm doing this at home, I could also think of this in another way. That if I had feet and yards, I know that 1 foot is 1/3 yard. 2 feet is 2/3 yard. Well, 1,000 feet would be 1,000 thirds of a yard. And that's pretty important to know. So let's jump right over here and say 1,000 feet equals 1,000 times 1 foot. And now all I've got to do is do my quick conversion. That's the same as saying 1,000 because I'm trying to turn this into yards. What is a foot compared to a yard times 1/3 yard? And 1,000 times 1/3 equals 1,000 thirds. Okay, so that fractions as division, that's going to be 1,000 divided by 3. Here is 1,000 divided by 3. Be a great time to just pause this and do the problem. 1,000 divided by 3. So I'm going to do partial quotient. I know that 3 goes into 1,000 at least 300 times. 300 times 3 is 900. That leaves me with 100. I know that 3 goes into 100 at least 30 times. 30 times 3 is 90. That leaves me with 10. Well, I know that 3 goes into 10 3 more times. 3 times 3 is 9. And now I have 1 left. And all I've got to do now, because there's nothing left to bring down, is put my remainder over my divisor. And this would be the total of 333 and 1/3 yards. All right. How we doing? Hopefully good. We're almost done. Write each measurement below in the table under an equivalent measure if possible. Okay? So I want you to take each of these and pair them with where they're supposed to go. So think about what 1 gallon is. Like, is 1 gallon a half a quart? Well, no. Is a gallon 4 pints? Well, you be the judge. Is a gallon 16 cups? Give you a hint, it sure might be. Is a gallon a quarter gallon? Well, no. Is a gallon 8 pints? Well, could be. All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to put these in, see how you do. And here they are, just like magic. So 16 cups is a gallon, 8 pints is a gallon, a quarter of a gallon is a quart, because remember there's 4 quarts in a gallon. Okay. So, and then we have a half a quart is a pint. Last question. Raphael uses a ruler to measure his desk. It's 85 centimeters wide. If he measures the width of his desk in meters, will the number of meters be less than or greater than 85? What will the measure in meters be? All right, let's find what we need. So we have, first of all, 85 centimeters. Raphael uses a ruler to measure his desk. It's 85 centimeters. If he measures the width of his desk in meters, will the number of meters be less than or greater than 85? Okay, what will the measure be in meters be? Explain how you know. All right, so let's just first start with what we do know. If he has 85 centimeters, we know that's the same as saying 85 times 1 centimeter. That's the same as saying 85. Now, how much is a centimeter compared to a meter? 85 times 1/100th of a meter. And that's the same as saying 85 1/100ths, or 0 and 85 hundredths right here. Okay, so the question is will the number of meters be less than or greater than 85? And what are you going to say? First of all, it's going to be less than. Okay, and there goes the lights. And for some reason they aren't coming. There we go. Got them right back on. Okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow.